After the fall of Bashar al-Assad, doors are opening, revealing what many suspected for years. His regime was long accused of being one of the world's biggest illegal drug syndicates. Opposition fighters are finding warehouses that show the scale of drug production in Syria. Captagon pills are everywhere. In what used to be a potato chip factory on the outskirts of Douma, north of Damascus. Abu Omar shows us how these banned pills were hidden for export. One of the ways was to put them in plastic fruits.
This used to be a factory that made potato chips. Assad took it by force and turned it into a Captagon facility that was run by a businessman and a member of parliament.
This was a multi-billion-dollar business. Basil shows us up to 3 kilos at a time are being found, packed in these electrical inverters. A financial lifeline for a nearly bankrupt state that became what many call a narco state. Western officials long said the revenues allowed the regime to withstand strict sanctions that were meant to hold officials responsible for war crimes and pressure Assad to end the conflict. U.S. sanctions also targeted the drug trade and its alleged sponsors, many of them close to the Assad family.
We knew about how the regime was involved in the Captagon trade, but we didn't imagine how big the network was. We were shocked to see how many pills were in this factory.
This factory is one of dozens that have been found. Production was on an industrial scale. These tablets helped the regime survive. Bashar al-Assad also used it to negotiate. He promised the Arab countries he would help curb smuggling in exchange for normalization of relations. Assad was reintegrated into the Arab fold, but the trade in Captagon only flourished. The drug is popular in the Middle East and beyond, and also cheap to make. Those who ran this factory tried to burn it in what could have been an attempt to hide evidence. But when the opposition fighters arrived, they were able to put out the flames. The regime long denied involvement in the trade, but many say it couldn't happen in a tightly controlled security state like Syria without the knowledge or consent of the regime.
There were at least 160 factories. He turned factories in regime areas into drug production facilities.
The UN Office on Drugs and Crime says Syria is the primary source of Captagon in the Middle East. At least it was. Its new rulers are promising to change this reality that enriched a few who left much of the country in ruins. Zeina, Khodr, Al Jazeera, Jabal Douma, outside Damascus.
Make sure to subscribe to our channel to get the latest news from Al Jazeera.